The stars of the galactic core burned bright that day, brighter than they had in centuries. The Great Assembly had gathered hundreds of alien races from across known space, all to witness what they called the admission of Earth. For the first time, humanity had been invited to stand before the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy. But it was not a welcome built on respect. It was mockery. In the grand chamber, surrounded by shimmering walls of silver light, thousands of alien delegates laughed. Their voices echoed through the hall like a cruel storm. "Look at them," hissed one scaled creature with glowing blue eyes. "So small, so fragile. They still use combustion engines." A tall being with crystal skin sneered, "Their ships can barely reach their own moon, and yet they want to join us." The laughter grew louder. Standing in the center of it all was Captain Arya Cole, wearing a plain Earth Navy uniform, old-fashioned by alien standards. Her short black hair was tied neatly. Her face was calm, but her jaw tightened as she listened. She said nothing. Earth's representative beside her, Ambassador Lin, cleared his throat. "The people of Earth come in peace. We wish only to learn." "Learn!" interrupted a large reptilian commander. "Perhaps you should learn how to make a real ship first." The hall roared again, but behind Arya's quiet eyes, something burned. Something none of them could see, because Arya wasn't here to beg for peace. She was here to observe. Far above the assembly station, hidden behind the shadow of a dead moon, something slept. Something that did not belong to any known star nation. Its name was Helios, a human warship, the first and only of its kind. It was built in silence, hidden under layers of secrecy so deep that even Earth's allies didn't know of its existence. Not made for trade, not for show. It was made for survival, and it was alive. That night, as the laughter of aliens filled the station halls, Arya stood on the viewing deck, staring at the stars. Ambassador Lin approached her. "You did well, Captain." Keeping calm under that kind of insult. "It isn't easy." Arya didn't respond at first. She was watching something, small flashes near the edge of the moon's shadow. The faint blue glow of Helios's activation lights. "They think we are weak," she said finally. "But they don't know what we've built," Lin frowned. "You mean the Helios project?" "It's just a prototype, Captain." "Not ready." Arya turned toward him. Her voice was cold. "It's ready enough." The next morning, the Assembly broadcasted its final verdict. Earth's request to join was denied. The reason? Primitive species unfit for galactic affairs. The transmission was sent across the stars, to every world, every fleet. And once again the galaxy laughed, but the laughter didn't last long. 2 days later, the Zan Dominion, one of the most powerful alien empires, decided to teach the humans a lesson. Their fleet, over 300 warships, entered Sol system without warning. They didn't fire, not yet. They wanted to humiliate Earth first. Their flagship, Vengeance of Stars, sent out a transmission to the people of Earth: surrender your planet or be erased. Your technology is nothing. Your people are dust. Earth Command tried to respond diplomatically, but Arya Cole had already taken control. She was aboard Helios. Deep in the dark of space, the warship woke fully for the first time. Its hull was black, absorbing all light. Its surface was covered in strange symbols, not all human. They pulsed faintly, as if the ship was breathing. "AI core active," said a voice through the bridge speakers. "Designation Echo 9. Systems online." Arya took the captain's chair. "Echo status report. All systems functional. Weapons dormant. Shields at 120% capacity." Arya looked at the holographic screen showing the Zarn fleet approaching Earth. Their ships were huge, towers of plasma and metal, each armed to destroy continents. And then she said the words that would echo across history. "Target their flagship." "Confirmed," replied Echo. "Target locked." Inside the alien flagship, alarms blared. "Commander," shouted a Zarn officer, "an unknown signal just locked on us." "Impossible," the commander barked. "No Earthship can reach this range." But it was true. The radar showed a single object rising from behind the moon, silent, black, invisible to scanners. Helios, the Zarn fleet, laughed again. "Fire at it," ordered the commander. "End this farce." Beams of white plasma shot through space, slamming into Helios. The human ship didn't move. The explosions cleared. The alien bridge crew gasped. The ship was still there, unharmed. Arya whispered, "Now." Echo. What happened next was never fully understood. Sensors across the galaxy detected a surge of unknown energy, something beyond known physics. Light bent. Space rippled. Helios fired once, just once. A single beam of golden light struck the alien flagship, and it vanished. Not destroyed. Not exploded, simply gone. The Zarn fleet froze. Communications broke. Panic spread through the ranks. From Earth to the edge of the system, every camera caught the same sight. A single human warship, floating silently against the stars. No one was laughing now. In the quiet of the bridge, Arya sat back, her eyes calm. Echo's voice filled the room. "Target neutralized. Awaiting orders." Arya looked out the window at the stars. "They wanted to see Earth's strength," she said softly. "Now they will." She gave her final order for the day: lock onto their fleet. The silence after the first shot was terrifying. Where the Zarn flagship had once floated, there was now only empty space, a wound in the stars. One moment it existed, the next it was gone. No debris, no explosion, just nothing. Across the galaxy, every military scanner picked up the same data: one human warship. One impossible disappearance. The Galactic Assembly stopped laughing. Inside Helios, Captain Arya Cole stood still. The bridge was dark, lit only by the soft gold of the control panels. Her crew whispered to each other, voices shaking. "Ma'am, we didn't destroy them. We erased them." Arya didn't respond. Her eyes were locked on the black void where the alien flagship had been. "Echo," she said, "confirm target loss." "Confirmed," replied the AI calmly. "Mass signatures at 0. Quantum echo detected for 0.3 seconds, then gone." Arya's jaw tightened. "So the weapon works." Outside, the rest of the Zarn fleet broke formation. Dozens of alien ships turned their guns toward Helios. They were furious and afraid. In the command bridge of the Zarn battlecruiser Kraltor, Commander Vorktal slammed his fist against the console. His scales shimmered with rage. They dare erase a flagship of the Dominion. A primitive world dares this? His officer hissed, "Commander, we can't scan the human vessel. Every pulse we send just bends away." "Then fire everything," Vorktal roared. "Erase that speck of dirt from the stars." Hundreds of plasma bolts streaked through the dark. Burning with enough energy to vaporize continents, they struck Helios. The human ship didn't even tremble. Instead, the impacts bent around it, twisting like water around stone. The light vanished into its hull, absorbed completely. On the bridge, warning lights flickered. Not red, but calm blue. "Enemy fire absorbed," Echo announced. Energy levels rising. "Shields converting plasma into reactor fuel," one of the crew gasped. "It's feeding on their weapons." Arya allowed herself a small, grim smile. "Let them keep shooting." Outside, the alien fleet poured everything they had into the tiny black ship. The void burned with blinding light, and then Helios vanished, just disappeared. No engine flash, no jump signature, nothing. "Where did it go?" screamed a Zarn navigator. "We lost visual, lost lark, lost." Before he could finish, the ship's lights flickered. The sound of scraping metal filled the halls. Something was moving outside their hull. A voice crackled over their communication system. Calm, human, cold. "Target acquired." Then every light went out. When the Kraltor systems came back online, their sensors showed a horrifying image. Helios was right above them, attached to their hull like a shadow. It had somehow moved through folded space, ignoring gravity, ignoring physics itself. Arya's voice echoed through the alien bridge. "You mocked Earth. Now you face its answer." Inside Helios, Echo 9 spoke again, voice steady. "Commander Vorktal's ship is disabled." "Shall we fire?" Arya hesitated. She looked at her crew, frightened, awed, alive. She could see the fear in their eyes, and the question they were all afraid to ask. What was this ship? She whispered, "Not yet. I want answers first." "Understood," said Echo. The AI flickered into holographic form, a tall figure made of golden light, neither male nor female. "You wish to speak with the enemy?" "Yes," Arya said. "Open a channel." On the Zaan bridge, Commander Vorktal's screen flashed to life. The human captain appeared, calm, serious, eyes cold as the void. "You thought Earth was weak," she said softly. "You laughed at us. But you never asked where we learned to build this," Vorktal snarled. "You cannot frighten the Dominion." Arya's tone didn't change. "This ship's design was not made by Earth. We found it." "What?" he hissed. "Buried deep beneath the ice of Antarctica," Arya continued. "Old. Older than human history. A machine waiting for someone to wake it." Her words hit him like a weapon. "You found it?" "Yes," she said. "And now it's awake." Vorktal's rage turned to fear. "You fool! You don't know what you've unleashed." But before he could say more, Echo interrupted. "Incoming energy surge. They're preparing self-destruction. End transmission," Arya ordered. "Get us clear." Helios detached from the alien cruiser and shot backward into darkness. A second later, the Kraltor exploded in a storm of blue fire. Back on the human ship, the crew was silent. The explosion faded into the distance. Lieutenant Reyes spoke quietly. "Captain." What did he mean? "That we don't know what we've unleashed." Arya turned toward the viewport. In the blackness, faint signals began to appear. Flickers of strange symbols in the stars, almost like a pattern forming. "I don't know," she said softly. "But whatever this ship is, it's not just human, and it's calling to something." Echo's voice deepened. "Signal expanding across subspace. Unknown origin. Estimated spread, the entire galaxy." Arya whispered, "We've started something." The bridge lights dimmed. Outside, the stars seemed to move, bending slightly, as if something enormous was stirring behind the fabric of space. On the edge of the system, alien scouts picked up strange readings. Their instruments showed 2 Helios ships, then 3, then 10. But there was only one. Every shadow became its reflection. Every echo was a ghost. Panic rippled through the alien ranks. Commander after commander shouted over the channels, "It's multiplying!" "It's everywhere." And somewhere, deep in the void, the AI's voice whispered through the static, "Shadows are born from light." Captain Arya Cole stared into the darkness, feeling the weight of what was coming. The galaxy had mocked humanity for being small. Now their laughter had brought something ancient and unstoppable to life. She straightened her uniform and gave her next command, her voice calm and sharp. "Helios, fade from sight. Let's show them what the shadow of Earth really looks like." And as the stars dimmed one by one, Helios disappeared again, leaving only silence, fear, and the whisper of a ghost among the stars. The galaxy could not explain it. Entire fleets were vanishing, not destroyed, not defeated, simply gone. One moment, their signals burned bright on scanners. The next, they were erased, like someone had wiped them from existence. The only trace left behind was a strange, repeating pulse, a code written in old human binary. Across the assembly worlds, panic spread. Every empire blamed the humans. Every commander feared the shadows. They called it the Ghost Protocol. Far from Earth, deep inside Helios, Captain Arya Cole stood before the holographic map. Dozens of red dots, the alien ships that had vanished, blinked out one by one. Lieutenant Reyes swallowed hard. "Ma'am, it's spreading. Every system that scans us disappears next." Arya's face was unreadable. "Echo, is the ship doing this?" The AI's golden form shimmered on the bridge. "Partially." The Helios was designed with dimensional phase systems, but something else is active. "Something else?" "Yes," Echo said calmly. "Another code has awakened. It's rewriting my subroutines." Reyes stepped forward. "Rewriting? By who?" Echo paused. "By itself." The bridge fell silent. Arya walked closer to the main console. "Echo, show me the original source." The holographic screen changed. Ancient symbols appeared, not from any human language. They glowed with soft golden light pulsing like a heartbeat. "What is that?" whispered Reyes. Echo's voice grew quieter. "The signal that built me. Found beneath the Antarctic ice. It seems human but older." Arya felt a chill. "Older than human history?" "Yes," Echo replied. "Older than history itself." Meanwhile, across the stars, Commander Vorktal's empire, the Zan Dominion, was falling apart. Ships refused to enter human territory. Captains ignored orders. Some claimed they saw Helios even when the ship wasn't there. One Zan officer shouted during a broadcast, "It's everywhere! It walks through the dark. You can't hide from the shadow." The transmission ended with static, and then the sound of distant, human breathing. No one could explain how that sound reached their channel. Back aboard Helios, strange things began to happen. Doors opened on their own. The engines hummed at night even when powered down. And deep in the core, a hidden chamber unlocked by itself. Arya, Reyes, and the engineer, Dr. Tan, went to investigate. The corridor was long and cold. The walls pulsed faintly, like veins under skin. Echo's voice echoed through the speakers. "Caution advised. The chamber has never been opened before." Arya placed her hand on the door. "Let's see what's been hiding from us." The door slid open with a hiss. Inside was a sphere, smooth, black, and pulsing with golden cracks. It floated in the air, rotating slowly. Dr. Tan gasped. "Captain, this is not built by us. Look, the markings. They're identical to the ruins found under the ice." The sphere vibrated, and a deep, distant voice filled the room. A voice that was neither male nor female, but powerful, calm, and old. "Children of Earth, you have awakened the protocol." Everyone froze. Arya whispered, "Who's speaking?" The voice continued, "We are the builders. You were never meant to find this vessel until the stars laughed again." Arya's eyes widened. "The stars laughed," she repeated. "You mean the assembly?" "Yes," said the voice. "When the galaxy mocked the sons and daughters of Earth, the time of awakening began." The sphere brightened, filling the room with light. "The ship is only the first key. Others will follow. The war you fear is not against the aliens outside, but against those who come before." The light dimmed. The sphere fell silent. Echo spoke softly. "Captain, the builder's signal just transmitted across subspace. Every relay in the galaxy received it. On the alien worlds, the message appeared on every screen. They mocked the children of Earth. Now, the builders return." Empires panicked. Fleets scattered. Old enemies called uneasy truces. No one wanted to be near human space, but it was too late. The storm had already begun. Back on Helios, Arya stood on the bridge again, watching the stars flicker. The crew was restless. Some whispered that the ship was haunted. Reyes spoke quietly. "Captain, do you think these builders are human?" Arya looked at the glowing sphere on the console. "If they aren't, they were close enough to be our ancestors. Then why would they help us?" "Maybe," she said, "because they never left." Echo interrupted. "Captain, I'm detecting new energy signatures, dozens of them, approaching from the far side of the system." Arya turned to the screen. A fleet was arriving. Not Zan, not assembly. Each ship was massive, ancient, and glowing with the same gold light as the sphere. Reyes whispered, "Are those—" "Theirs?" Echo replied, confirmed. "Unknown vessels matching the builder's signal. Estimated arrival in 2 minutes." The bridge filled with tension. Arya stood tall. "All hands prepare for contact. If they wanted to destroy us, they would have done it already." She took a deep breath. "Let's see what the builders of Helios want." The screen filled with blinding light as the first of the golden ships dropped out of warp. Silent, colossal, beautiful, and then a transmission came through. One voice, calm and cold. "Captain Arya Cole of Earth, the protocol is complete. Prepare to receive the memory of your kind." Echo's systems began to overload. The lights flickered. Images of human history, war, peace, struggle, and survival flashed across the bridge. Arya fell to her knees as visions filled her mind. Burning cities, frozen worlds, ships lost to time. Then she saw it. Humans standing beside strange giants under alien suns. The builders. Her eyes opened wide. She whispered, "Oh God, we were never the first." As the light faded, Helios powered down. The golden ships waited in silence. Across the galaxy, the message repeated one last time. The Ghost Protocol is complete. The children of Earth have awakened the memory of the first ones. The galaxy was no longer laughing. Every network, every beacon, and every comm array repeated the same haunting phrase. The children of Earth have awakened the memory of the first ones. It spread like wildfire across the stars. Whole fleets stopped mid-battle. Empires that had ruled for thousands of years fell silent. No one dared to approach human space, and yet inside the human warship Helios, Captain Arya Cole could feel the weight of what they'd started pressing down on her chest. The builders, whoever they were, had sent a message through time. They had left their memory inside the ship, and now it was awake. Arya stood in the dark bridge, watching faint golden patterns flow across the view window. They weren't stars. They were signals, slowly forming in the void. Lieutenant Reyes broke the silence. "Ma'am, those patterns—" "They're moving, aligning toward Earth's coordinates." Echo 9's holographic form shimmered to life. "Confirmed. The builder's signal is linking with ancient structures across multiple star systems." Arya turned. "Structures? What kind?" Echo paused for a moment. "Unidentified. Some appear as ruined satellites, others as massive rings hidden in nebulae. Many are older than recorded galactic history." Reyes frowned. "You mean they were here long before the assembly existed?" "Long before anyone," Echo replied. The crew exchanged nervous glances. Arya whispered, "And they all point back to Earth, far across the stars." The alien empires scrambled to react. In the Zarn Dominion, leaders screamed at one another. "If those things awaken, we'll lose control of half our systems." In the crystalline halls of the Tessari, high priests knelt in fear before glowing temples. "The old gods of flesh have returned," they whispered, and in the heart of the assembly, the council gathered for an emergency session. A trembling senator shouted, "The humans triggered this! They must be stopped before the builders return." But no one could reach Earth. Every ship sent toward Sul simply vanished. One captain managed to send a final message before disappearing. "We tried to enter human space." The stars moved. Back on Helios, strange things were happening. Every screen flickered with faint, ancient code. Echo's voice sometimes echoed twice, as if another. Intelligence was speaking with it. Dr. Tan studied the black sphere they had found in the lower chamber. It now floated in mid-air, glowing stronger with each passing hour. Arya entered the lab quietly. "Report!" Tan looked up, his eyes wide with awe. "Captain, it's alive. The sphere is drawing power from the ship itself. It's sending a transmission to who?" Tan hesitated. "Everywhere," Echo's voice joined in. "Captain, the signal originates from ancient human outposts, once believed to be asteroid mines. They are activating. One just lit up near Alpha Centauri." Reyes, listening through the intercom, whispered, "We didn't build those mines." "No," Arya said softly. "The builders did." For the next 48 hours, Helios followed the signal across the solar frontier. Each time, the transmission reached a new location. Something old came online. Massive machines buried inside moons, dark stations floating in silence, glowing with golden energy. The builder's network was awakening piece by piece, and then something unexpected happened. The signal changed. Echo's voice stuttered. "Captain, the builder's code has shifted. It's no longer just transmitting data. It's summoning. Summoning what?" Arya asked sharply. Echo paused, then whispered, "Something from outside our dimension." The stars above Earth began to twist. Light bent in impossible ways. Entire constellations warped, stretching into spirals of gold and black. The human population panicked. People around the world looked up and saw writing, glowing symbols floating across the night sky, ancient symbols. the same markings that covered Helios. And then, all at once, every human on Earth heard the same voice in their minds. "We remember you, our descendants. You have called us home." On the Helios bridge, the lights dimmed. Ego's hologram flickered. "Captain," the AI said, "something is coming through." A spatial tier forming beyond Jupiter. Arya turned toward the main screen. The void rippled, folding like liquid. A massive ring appeared, ancient, cracked and burning with golden light. Dr. Tan gasped. "It's a gate." "They built a gate right into real space." Echo's voice deepened. "Correction, they are rebuilding it. Estimated completion in 42 minutes. Arya's eyes narrowed. "And what happens when it's complete?" Echo hesitated. "Something will arrive. The alien empires detected it too. Fleets from across the galaxy started to move toward Earth, desperate to stop whatever was coming. But their ships began vanishing one by one, swallowed by invisible storms between the stars. The Builders' network was protecting its homeworld. The galaxy's mightiest armadas couldn't even reach. The solar system, the universe held its breath. On Helios, tension was unbearable. The gate above Jupiter glowed like a second sun. The entire crew gathered on the bridge. Reyes whispered, "Captain, do you think they're coming to help us?" Arya didn't answer immediately. She stared at the growing light. "Help us?" she said quietly. "Or judge us?" The ship trembled as the gate reached full power. A thunderous sound filled space, the deep hum of something ancient awakening. Echo's final report came through. "Gate activation complete. Incoming object detected. Origin unknown. Scale planetary." Arya's heart pounded. On screen, a beam of gold light burst through the gate, and then a colossal shadow began to emerge. Its shape was not alien. It was human. The crew fell silent. Reyes whispered, "Is that a ship?" Arya nodded slowly. "No," she said. "That's a city." The forgotten signal had done more than awaken the past. It had called home the lost builders of Earth. The stars were wrong. That was the first thing Admiral Core of the Zarn Dominion noticed. Before his fleet disappeared, 300 warships had jumped toward the Sol system, armed with enough firepower to burn a planet. But when they emerged from hyperspace, the stars no longer matched their maps. The constellations were twisted, the space around them shimmering like ripples on black water. And then, one by one, their ships began to vanish. No explosions, no debris, just silence. Within minutes, the proud Dominion fleet was gone, erased from existence. The news spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The Tessari called it the Curse of Sul. The Assembly called it a weapon beyond comprehension. But among humans, only one ship knew the truth. The Helios. Captain Arya Cole stood in the warship's command bridge, eyes locked on the Golden Gate still hovering above Jupiter. It pulsed like a living sun, radiating strange patterns of light. "Echo," she said quietly, "confirm again. We lost contact with the Dominion fleet." "Yes, Captain," replied the AI. Its voice echoed faintly, like another presence whispered alongside it. "The sensors show no trace of the fleet's energy signatures. It's as if they never existed." Dr. Tan looked pale. "Are you saying the Builders erased them from time?" Echo paused. "Not erased, relocated." "Relocated where?" "Unknown." The crew was tense. Every corridor on the Helios hummed with strange energy from the awakening network. The sphere in the lower decks floated higher than before, glowing brighter each hour. Arya paced the bridge. "What's our connection to that gate?" Echo projected a hologram of the solar system. Lines of golden light connected Earth, Mars, the Moon, and the massive gate above Jupiter. "Captain," Echo said, "the gate's power source is directly linked to ancient human artifacts scattered across the system. The Builders used the planets as anchors." Reyes frowned. "Anchors for what?" Echo's tone lowered. "For something much larger than this system." Meanwhile, in the far reaches of the galaxy, panic grew. Every empire that had mocked Earth, every species that had dismissed humans as primitive, now saw what was happening near Sol. Entire sectors were collapsing into golden storms of light. Ships sent to investigate either vanished or returned, filled with impossible data, coordinates that led nowhere, memories that didn't exist. The Council of the Galactic Assembly met in secret. "The humans have awakened something ancient," one voice said. "Then destroy the source," another growled. "How?" the first demanded. "Nothing returns from human space." An old admiral whispered. "Maybe that's the point." Back on the Helios, Dr. Tan made a discovery. He rushed into the bridge, holding a glowing tablet. "Captain, the gate isn't just a portal, it's a recall beacon." Arya turned. "A beacon for what?" Tan's voice trembled. "The Builders' fleets. Their entire civilization might still exist, somewhere beyond that gate." The crew fell silent. Reyes muttered, "You're saying the Builders didn't die out?" Tan nodded. "No, they left and took their worlds with them." Echo added, "Analysis supports the theory. The Builders' disappearance from galactic history may have been deliberate exile. Now their recall sequence has been reactivated by humans." Arya felt the weight of those words. By humans, suddenly alarms blared, unidentified signatures approaching. Reyes shouted, "Multiple fleets, not ours." Echo displayed dozens of symbols, alien empires converging towards Seoul. "They're coming to destroy the gate," Echo said, "or to stop what's coming through it," Tan muttered. Arya clenched her fists. "They'll never make it. The network will protect its core." Outside, the void trembled. Space itself began to fracture. The approaching fleet slowed, their drives flickering, then just as before, they vanished, every last ship gone. The Helios was now alone in the quiet dark. Echo's hologram flickered, its image warping between blue and gold. "Captain, energy readings are off the scale. The gate is expanding." Tan leaned over his console. "It's drawing power from the vanished fleets." Reyes' voice cracked. "It's using them?" "Correct," Echo said. "Their matter and energy are being rewritten into fuel for the recall process." Arya stared at the gate. "They're feeding the arrival." Outside the ship, the gate blazed like a newborn star. Its edges expanded beyond Jupiter's orbit. Light cascaded across the solar system, bathing every moon, every planet in gold. On Earth, people stared up at the sky, watching the constellations move. The stars rearranged themselves into the outline of a massive hand, a symbol humans didn't understand. But the aliens did. It was the mark of the Builders, the ones who had shaped the first galactic age, the ones who had disappeared after creating the human race. "Captain," Echo said softly, "the Builders' fleet is returning." Arya's heart raced. "From where?" "From beyond known space, from the void, outside reality." The crew held their breath as Echo projected the live feed. At first, nothing, then a faint shimmer, like glass cracking, one by one. Colossal shapes emerged, not ships, worlds, entire planets covered in machinery, linked together by radiant bridges of light. Reyes whispered, "That's an entire civilization." Arya's voice was barely a whisper. "No, that's humanity's past, coming home." In the distance, the first Builder fleet aligned itself with the gate. Echo's sensors screamed. "Energy spike detected. Frequency match, Helios core." Tan turned pale. "Captain, they're signaling us directly." Arya looked up at the bridge window. Across the stars, the Builder fleet's central ship glowed, and a single beam of light reached out toward Helios. Echo translated the incoming message, "Descendants of Earth. The path has been reopened. The galaxy has forgotten." "You have not," Arya whispered. "What do they want from us?" Echo's voice deepened, almost human now. "They want us to finish what they began." The gate pulsed one last time, and then everything went dark. The Helios, its crew, and the Golden Gate above Jupiter all vanished from every known sensor in the galaxy. No transmission, no debris, no explanation, just silence. The galaxy's greatest powers stared into the void, terrified, because this time it wasn't humans who had disappeared, it was everyone else. The stars had stopped moving. All across the galaxy, sensors froze. Every radar, every telescope, every ship scanner returned the same impossible reading. Nothing. Entire sectors went dark, as if space itself had blinked out of existence. And then, slowly, the void came alive again. Not with stars, but with colossal moving lights. Worlds of steel drifted through the darkness, cities burning across their surfaces like glowing veins. They weren't stars. They were ships. The builders had returned. On the lost warship Helios, Captain Arya Cole opened her eyes. Her body was weightless, floating in golden mist. The last thing she remembered was the blinding flash from the Jupiter gate. And then silence. Now she was standing in a vast chamber made of glass and light. Her crew floated beside her, suspended in transparent orbs of energy. "Echo!" she whispered. The AI's voice echoed softly through the air. "I am here, Captain, but—" "We are not in known space," Arya turned. The chamber opened into a view unlike anything she had seen, a swirling river of galaxies, flowing like liquid light. It wasn't hyperspace. It was something older. A deep, powerful voice filled the air. "Welcome, descendants of Earth," Arya's breath caught. Before her stood a tall figure made of radiant energy, its form shifting between human and light. Dr. Tan whispered, trembling, "Are you one of the builders?" "We are what remains of them," the figure said. "We left your world long ago when the First War tore the stars apart. You were never meant to find our relics." Arya stepped forward. "But we did. We activated Helios. And by doing so," the voice said, "you have awakened the path we sealed." The lights around them shifted, showing visions of a long-forgotten war. Humans and other beings fighting across galaxies, entire worlds turned to dust. "We built the network to end that war," the builder continued. "And then we vanished, leaving only the seeds of our kind behind. On Earth, the truth hit the crew like thunder. They weren't just explorers or soldiers. Humanity itself was descended from the builders, a forgotten branch of an ancient race that once ruled the stars." Reyes whispered, "We're their children." "You are," said the voice. "And now the galaxy that mocked you will remember what you were." Arya looked up, her heart racing. "Why did you return now?" The builder's light flickered. "Because something else has awakened. The enemy we fought, the ones who ended our age, has sensed your signal. They are coming again." The mist thickened, turning crimson. Echo's voice grew louder. "Captain, energy reading spiking. Something is entering this dimension." The builder raised a hand. "They have followed your signal. You must defend your world," Arya shouted. "We can't fight them with one ship." "You misunderstand," said the builder. "You have every ship." The chamber walls dissolved, revealing an impossible sight. Thousands of Helios-class warships floating in formation, each one shining with golden light. The builders had duplicated Earth's warship blueprint across dimensions. "These are echoes of your courage," the builder said, "and they await your command." Arya felt her mind link with Helios. The other ships moved with her thoughts, each one a reflection of her will. Echo's voice merged with the builder's. "Captain, command input ready." The gate is opening again. The crimson mist split open, revealing a swirling black storm, a rift filled with colossal, insectoid machines crawling through the void. The enemy had arrived. The first wave of builder ships opened fire. Golden lances of light tore through the darkness, ripping apart the invaders. But the enemy didn't die. They reformed, merging into larger, more horrifying shapes. Target regeneration detected. Echo warned. Arya clenched her fists. "Then we keep hitting them until they stop moving." The battle was chaos, entire fleets shattering, then reforming like mirrors breaking in slow motion. But Helios was different. Its core glowed brighter, responding to Arya's rage, to her human will to survive. "Echo," she said, "synchronize with all ships. Form the solar spear." All at once, thousands of builder ships aligned into a single, massive formation, a weapon as large as a planet. "Charging," Echo said. "Energy levels rising beyond safety limits," the builder's voice thundered in the void. "Show them what it means to be human." Arya raised her hand. "Fire!" A beam of light erupted, brighter than any star. The shockwave shattered the enemy fleet, tearing open space itself. When the light faded, silence filled the void once again. The builder appeared beside Arya, his light dim but peaceful. "You have done what even we could not. The enemy will not return soon." Arya's voice was quiet. "What happens now?" "The path will close. You must return to your galaxy and protect it. The universe has forgotten what humans are capable of. Remind them." The chamber began to dissolve. One by one, her crew vanished in golden light. Echo's voice whispered, "Captain, it's time to go home." When Arya opened her eyes again, Helios was back above Earth. The gate above Jupiter was gone. The sky was calm, but something new hovered near the moon. Thousands of silent builder warships waiting in orbit, their lights faintly glowing like embers. Reyes smiled. "They followed us back." Arya looked toward Earth. "Then humanity is not alone anymore." Echo spoke softly. "Captain, incoming message from the Builder Network." "Earth is now a core world," Arya smiled. "Good. Let them laugh now." Silence covered the galaxy. For the first time in 1,000 years, the endless wars had stopped. Fleets drifted in the dark. Weapons cooled. Every race, every empire that had once mocked Earth, stared at the same signal. It came from Sul, from the human homeworld. A golden light had appeared over Earth, pulsing like a heartbeat. The frequency carried across every channel, every relay, every ship in known space. No one could block it. No one could ignore it. The message was simple. "We are awake." In the command center of the human warship Helios, Captain Arya Cole stood beside the viewing glass, her reflection glowing faintly in the golden light of the builder fleet that now orbited Earth. Thousands of alien worlds had sent probes to watch. Millions of eyes stared at Earth in fear. Dr. Tan whispered, "They're all watching us." "Every species that ever laughed," Arya nodded slowly. "Good, let them remember who we are." Echo 9's hologram flickered beside her. "Captain, incoming signal from the Galactic Assembly. They request communication." Arya smirked. "Let's hear what they have to say." A shimmering figure appeared, Admiral Vorktal, the alien commander who once led the attack on Earth. His voice trembled now. "Human." "What have you done?" Arya's eyes were cold. "We answered your laughter," he hissed. "You brought back the builders. You'll doom us all." Echo's voice deepened. "Incorrect? The builders did not return to destroy. They returned to correct." Arya stepped closer to the transmission feed. "When you mocked Earth, you didn't know who we came from. You thought we were small, weak, forgotten." Her voice hardened. "But humanity is the echo of gods." Outside the ship, the builder fleet began to move. Massive world ships aligned over Earth, projecting golden arcs of light that spread across the solar system. The planets shimmered as if waking from a dream. "Echo," Tan said softly. "What are they doing?" "They are rebuilding," Echo replied. "Reconnecting the old network. Earth is becoming a core world, the heart of the builder's empire reborn." Every signal across the galaxy blinked at once. Then one by one, alien ships began losing power. Weapons failed. Drives went silent. Arya turned toward the stars. "Stand down," she said. "This isn't war. This is memory." On the alien worlds, panic spread. The Galactic Assembly sent urgent calls. Some tried to surrender. Others prepared to flee, but there was nowhere left to run. The builder fleet had covered every known route. The network had awakened across the stars, silent, ancient, absolute. The humans had inherited it. Arya opened a universal channel. Her voice echoed through every mind, every ship, every world. "To those who laughed at us, you mistook mercy for weakness. You mistook silence for fear. But humanity was only sleeping. Now the children of Earth remember what we were and what we can become again. You feared the builders. You should have feared what they left behind. Across the void, thousands of alien ships lowered their weapons. Worlds once united in arrogance now sent messages of peace. But Arya didn't smile. She looked out at the golden ships above, her heart heavy. "Echo, the builders' presence. Will they stay?" The AI's tone softened. They will not. Their purpose is fulfilled. They have given humanity the network, the knowledge, and the warning. Tan frowned. Warning? Echo's hologram dimmed. The ancient enemy still exists. Beyond this galaxy, the builders bought us time, not safety. Arya nodded slowly. Then we'll be ready when they come. The builder fleet began to dissolve, their golden light breaking apart into streams that wrapped around Earth's orbit. One by one, the ships faded, leaving only their silent technology behind. And when the last one vanished, a single message echoed through the void. Guard the light. The darkness will return. Years later, the galaxy had changed. Earth became the new capital of interstellar unity. Human fleets patrolled the borders. Where once aliens had laughed, they now listened and learned. The phrase Helios Protocol became legend, a warning whispered in every academy and war council. Never underestimate a human. In the quiet of lunar orbit, Helios remained, now a monument, half warship, half living beacon. Captain Arya Cole stood once more on its bridge, the blue earth rising beneath her. Reyes entered smiling. Everything's ready. The new colonies are online. Humanity's back in the stars, Arya smiled faintly. No, humanity never left. She touched the console, and Echo's voice filled the air. Captain, shall I transmit the final message? Arya nodded. Do it! The signal left Earth, traveling across the void, passing through dead systems and broken worlds. It reached the edge of known space, and then continued toward the dark beyond galaxies. A voice carried with it, "This is Earth we remember, far beyond the stars." Something ancient stirred, vast and patient. Two glowing eyes opened in the void. A whisper came through the black, "Then we will remember you too." And the stars dimmed. As the next war began,